While her husband slept, the woman applied glue to his seatbelt buckle. She then quietly fastened it around him. Later, as they drove, she deliberately opened the sunroof. She was staging her husband's accidental death. When the car reached a remote stretch of road, she knew there were no surveillance cameras and no witnesses. Seizing the perfect moment, she deliberately jerked the steering wheel, sending the car plunging into the lake below. Water rushed into the vehicle. She screamed in feigned terror. Her sleeping husband jolted awake, believing they'd been in an accident. After pushing his wife and son out through the sunroof, he discovered his seatbelt wouldn't release. She quickly made it to shore with her son. The boy dropped to his knees, begging her to save his father, but she shook off his grip. Then she pulled out the car keys and pressed the button to close the sunroof. Inside the car, her husband panicked. Summoning every ounce of strength, he finally managed to rip the buckle free, but the car was already flooded. All electronic systems had failed. The doors and windows wouldn't budge. In that moment of utter despair, he saw his wife appear at the window. He thought she had come to rescue him, but she had only come to watch him die. Only then could she leave with peace of mind. This was her meticulously planned scheme, and this man was her second husband. Through staged accidental deaths, this woman had collected nearly 100 million won in total. Her first husband had been a software developer. She had set her sights on his property. She slipped drugs into his water, gradually destroying his eyesight. Then, under the guise of a day trip, she took him hiking. When they reached a steep cliff's edge, she pretended to take his photo, then slipped the phone into her pocket. She claimed it had fallen over the edge. Her husband instinctively turned toward the cliff, giving her exactly the opening she needed. She collected his property and a massive insurance payout. As an elementary school teacher, she raised no suspicion with the police. She seemed to have found a shortcut to wealth. When her money ran low, she began hunting for her next target, a student's parent. He became her second husband. At the funeral, she shed crocodile tears. The moment the mourners left, she threw herself into her lover's arms, but her mother-in-law witnessed the scene. The old woman suspected the truth behind her son's death. She wanted to expose her daughter-in-law's facade, but the woman was a master of deception. In front of others, she played the helpless, grief-stricken widow, vowing to raise her late husband's son. Everyone was moved by this devoted stepmother. Yet soon after, she took her mother-in-law to court, accusing her of secretly taking the child away. Devastated by loss, the old woman completely lost her composure in court. The judge dismissed her as irrational. Just when the outcome seemed certain, the old woman blurted out something that changed everything. She accused her daughter-in-law of murder, committed for the insurance money. This caught the judge's attention. After the hearing, the judge was intrigued, but this was no ordinary judge. Her true identity was a supernatural arbiter from the underworld. Before a mirror, she wrote down the woman's name. Using her special powers, she witnessed every one of the woman's secrets.